Welcome, everyone, to today's show. A boomer and a Gen Xer walk into a bar, coming to you from the Rabbit Hole Studio, where you, as our faithful listeners, will experience some wit and wisdom, some smartassery, and a mother and daughter questioning, are we even related? My name is Bobby Joy, and my co-host is my mom, Jane, and we're here to entertain you for season 2.
Yay! Season 2! We're so excited.
I say faithful listeners, but I also mean the ones that just now found us.
Yeah.
So welcome.
We're happy about
to
that.
the chaos.
Yeah, pass us on.
We just so everybody knows, we're not sponsored, so we can say whatever the hell we want.
That's
So,
right. Oh, woo, let her go. Let her go.
We are also not doctors, lawyers.
We're not professionals of any type.
Pharmacists. Yeah, we have nothing.
Most times, I can't even speak.
Most times we can't find our passwords.
That's
So
right. So
listen
there's
at your
that.
own discretion.
Listen at your own risk. That's all I'm saying. So how's things going, Bobby?
They're going pretty good, and I know you're going to be like, what are you drinking down there? And
What are you drinking down there? Because she's always got something.
Well, right now I have like 3 drinks in front of me, but listen, none of them are alcohol today.
I think that's problematic.
None of them are alcohol today, although honestly, after looking at some of these, I would almost prefer the alcohol. Maybe it would be healthier for me to just do cocaine at this point rather than an energy drink.
Well, those monster drinks, I'm just going to tell you.
Look, they have B vitamins.
Oh.
Which I'm assuming are bitch vitamins. And something called taurine. I don't know what that does, but listen, they put it on the top of the can. It's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be
Is
good.
it number one? Is it number one on the list?
It's literally right front and center. Taurine.
Look at that.
No idea.
Wow. I don't know what that
but,
is
the
either.
list of ingredients sure tells me that I'm not
You're
seeing
gonna die
taurine.
soon.
I'm not seeing taurine.
You won't be on the show next week.
Oh, R.I.P.
Hey, so what is our topic today, Bob?
So our topic today is one of Mom's favorite topics to
I
talk
love
about.
this topic.
We're going to talk about some, what is it? Processed food, banned foods.
Yes.
Literally the shit we eat in America versus the good stuff that everybody else has.
That's right. We're going to talk about why you're fat, why you're not healthy, and why you're dying of food
Why
intake.
you're fat. Because I'm upstairs earlier and I'm like, look, I know I'm fat. Like, I know that I've got at least a good 30 pounds that I could just drop and I would be completely healthy. But here's the thing. I know I'm fat. I know I'm fat.
Okay, I didn't
ate
call you fat.
McDonald's on the way here. Because
You ate at McDonald's?
it was twofold. I was hungry and I also need to poop. So it's going to take care of both.
You can tell, listeners, that we really don't care what we say, and we'll just say what we want to say. But I'm just shocked that you eat at
You did it
McDonald's.
at the same time.
What?
Like you're eating a
Eating
Big
and
Mac
pooping,
while
eating
you're
and
sitting on the throne.
Sometimes.
Oh, tell me it's not true.
Now,
my
we
goodness.
did the whole
Did we
episode
have an
on
episode about that?
cleanliness and
We did.
bathroom.
Oh,
No.
you can't eat while you're on the toilet.
No, you can't eat
No.
while you're on a toilet. Like I said, a shower beer is fine, but if you're putting a Subway sandwich next to your toilet, I want nothing to do with you for the next 500 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a bad thing. So we talked this past year to my grandson about celiac disease, and I have celiac, and we also talked about a little bit about processed food, and I've been reading a book that a girlfriend of mine gave to me to read.
She's been reading a book, folks.
I have.
She has a new master's degree.
And it came from one little book. I think I'm an expert now.
It's as useless as your other ones. So.
Bobby. See, why do you have to be so hurtful and cutting?
Ma'am, you have how many masters and you're asking if places or countries or
Stop
continents?
it.
Let's
Stop
not
it.
do that.
I came to the conclusion I was wrong without you.
Anyway, so you read a book.
I read a book, and it's called Ultra Processed People, and a girlfriend of mine gave it to me to read, and she said to me, and this is by Chris Van Tulloken, and she said to me, my girlfriend did, she said, once you read that book, you're never going to think of food the same way again. You're never going to look at a grocery store the same way again. Now listen, I'm not ignorant about food, right?
Right.
We have the grandson who is like an expert when it comes to processed food, natural foods, foods that you should eat, foods that cause diseases, foods that heal you. And he has always said, what you put in your mouth, what you eat is either
Oh my God. Fuel. It's either fuel.
no, that's not what he says. I can't remember what he said now. But anyway, he would say it's either medicine to your body or it's a toxin. One or the other. There's no in between. So either you're putting the food in your body to be a medicine so that you can stay alive, or you're putting it in your body and it's going to be a toxin in your body. And that's basically what he has said. And so this book kind of, if you haven't read this book, I got to tell you, there's a lot of studies that it refers to. You know me. I got to go look at the studies. I'm not going to listen to local radio and TV to find out this information. I'm going to go look at the studies. And they've been out there since the 1960s and 1970s that talk about manufacturing of food.
Right.
And what the manufacturers, of course, the industry is doing to us and what the government is doing to us with the products that they put into our food. And the fact of the matter is we think we've got all these regulations that protect us. They're not protecting us.
No.
Guess who they're protecting?
They're protecting the companies.
The industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those guys want to make money. And of course, the government wants these companies to make money. And so even though there are regulations out there, and we've talked about the book of that the government has on how many rat hairs you can have in tuna.
Oh,
and
yeah.
How many
What's that called?
bug
Crap.
eggs. I can't remember
I
now.
can't remember either.
But how many bug eggs you can have in jelly.
Yeah. How many human parts you can have in a can of beans.
Right.
Before
And
it's
so it
deemed
has all
unsafe.
of that.
Yeah.
And it's true that book does exist.
Yes, it does.
I pulled the book up, and we can certainly provide you the link on
That's
our
a
website.
good late night read in October.
It is.
Shit
It is
that's in
kind
your
of
food
fun.
that's allowed.
It is actually kind of fun because you sit there in disbelief and read this stuff that the government allows to go through for these industries.
Did they tell you why they came up with those standards?
You know, it doesn't.
I mean,
It
somebody
doesn't.
found a big toe in a can of pork and beans, or
No,
what?
because it's like, it's like a horse made by committee. It looks like, a tin can. So,
Well, why
a
even
committee.
think of that?
What do you mean?
Why would you even come up with some arbitrary thing that you'd find in food?
Because
and
you
not
know-
even find in food. Why would you find a human body part?
They
Because
did
people fall
find
in
them.
machines.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
somewhere it came up,
Somewhere
right?
it came up.
like
Well,
with
then that
the-
kind of makes sense,
multiple
right? Doesn't it?
times. Multiple
No,
times.
you can only have so many toenails in your lasagna or something. I don't know what it is.
I mean, you're
It's kind of like the warning labels. Somebody had to have done that at least once somewhere. And now there's a warning label saying do not do this when you would never think to do it in your wildest
Yeah.
dreams.
But isn't that a good
Idiot.
thing, though, that we have standards like that?
No. Well,
Right,
No.
for food.
Wait,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah, for food. Like you
Warning
can only,
labels, we need to pull them all off.
You can
but
only,
for food,
I
you
think
can
it's-
only have too many rabbit turds, so many rabbit turds in your
Peanut butter.
your peanut butter, or something like that.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I understand why we would have those. The problem is they're driven by outside industry. They're not really driven by anybody who wants to care for us and take care of us. It's kind of like saying that a doctor really wants to save you. No, they don't. They want to pass on the medicine that they're getting a kickback on from the pharmaceuticals.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Oh,
So,
come on.
I truly believe
Really?
it.
You
Yes.
don't think there's an honorable doctor out there that wants to save your life? They've
I'm
gone
sure
through
there's an
all that
honorable
education,
doctor
all
out
that
there.
time.
I think that they
And
start out that way.
I think they do. I think there is an honorable doctor out there, but I
Some of
also
them stay
think
that way.
I also think that a pill or medicine is a quick ticket. It's a quick fix.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
And so I
They're
could
But I
paid to
still think
keep you
there's people
sick.
out there that want that want other people to live.
Well, I'm not
Okay.
saying that there aren't, but a lot of times they are not fully told by, certain things that like, listen, this is a new kind of chemo. It's going to make your pay, you only have to do it 3 times instead of 6 times. But they're not telling that doctor that there's a higher percentage of death rate. There's a higher percentage of, bones breaking and things like that, that would be side effects for it. I think the doctors go in blind. I think there are greedy doctors, but I think a lot of them go in with the idea of, I want to help people. Because usually doctor, cop, things like that, they come from trauma. So they had somebody die on them that they couldn't help type of thing. I want to go and helping people, but they're either blinded by the companies who don't have to disclose certain things, or they're driven by money.
But
Yeah.
you have to also
Well,
remember.
what about the factor of the patient?
What about the factor of the patient?
Well, I think that comes into play. There's the money aspect to it. We all
Right.
know what the bottom line is. It's the bottom
Yeah.
line. But then what about the patient? The
What about-
patient that's adamant, oh, I'm sorry, I just don't have the willpower to stop shoving Twinkies in my head. Give me some kind of drug.
That's another
That's
point.
pressure they're getting.
That's another
Yeah.
point. And so we have to look
Instead
at
of the doctor saying, stop putting food in your hole, they
Dr.
give
Nazario.
them these pills and then they try and lose weight that way.
Right,
Is it
but-
healthy? Probably not.
Okay. And I get your point
Yeah.
there, Dr. Domain. But I'm just going to say this. I think that there are a lot of doctors out there that do go in, like Bobby said, wanting to be helpful, wanting to do their duty to society. But technology changes so quickly, right? Discoveries of diseases changes so quickly. How would you ever expect a doctor to keep up on every single thing out there? So a lot of times medication is a quick fix. Which medication are you going to promote? I'm going to promote the one that gives me the biggest kickback. That's what I'm going to do, and that's how I feel. That's me personally. Now, I don't think that anybody can keep up with everything that's being discovered today. I just really don't. And so a lot of times you talk to your doctor about stuff. I've talked to my doctor about drugs, and she'll go, oh, I'm not familiar with that one. And so they have to research it too. Think about what they'd have to go through to keep up with all of that. But let's talk about what you just mentioned.
I was going to say, I zoned the hell out for a minute. Okay.
Oh, shut up,
Where are we
you.
going?
You shut up.
You weren't zoning out when I was talking.
You were
about,
not.
were you? Okay.
Oh, my God.
Stay
guys are
focused
so
on me,
mean
Bob.
to
Just
me.
stay focused on me.
You are so mean to me.
That-
We're going to
that
talk about
popping and
food.
clicking noise here in the background. Is,
We're going
We're
to talk
talking
about
about
food,
food.
because, people wonder why cancer rates are so high. They wonder why disease rates are so high. They wonder why we are so fat. They wonder why we're so lethargic, why we have more people with dementia today or Alzheimer's today than ever in history. And a lot of times, and I'm going to go back to these studies that I read that were referenced in this book back in the 60s and 70s, is, there were a lot of people that were pushing, oh, you need to take fat out of the food. Well, once you take fat out of the food, guess what? You got to put something else in there, right?
Right.
And a lot of times, or you have to take sugar out of the food.
Right.
Well, if you take the
You have to
sugar
put
out,
artificial.
you got to put something artificial in.
Yeah.
And the other
And
thing,
what's artificial? It's chemical.
it's chemical.
Grr.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that because, it's in food additives, it's in processed foods, and it's in other foods. But, all of that stuff, I got to be honest with you, I have been. Dr. Domain probably is just going along with me to keep me quiet.
Shut you up.
But I've been trying to get us off of as much processed food as we can. Now, you can't get off of processed food. Let's face it.
Not
you
in
just
America.
can't. Not in America.
No.
But, there's synthetics that are being added to foods. There's some discoveries that we made when we started looking at this. Aren't there, Bobby?
Yeah, a lot of them was what foods were banned in other countries.
And like
Fruit Loops. Okay, first of all, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
And then you had said something. I said something about Little Debbie being banned,
and you were so sad.
and I was sad. And you were like, "So Twinkies?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, because that's Hostess. That's not Little Debbie." And I scrolled down a little bit more. By God, there was freaking Twinkies.
Oh
right
my
there.
gosh! So they banned those in other countries.
Yep,
Who
things
banned
things like Mountain Dew.
Most of them are European countries.
Europe-
Most of them
Yeah.
are the European Union, but there are other countries like Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, all of those. Like milk, we had talked about
The fact
that
that-
you drink
raw milk
raw
from
milk.
the farm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And U.S. milk is banned in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, and the European Union.
Guess where we first got hooked on raw milk? New Zealand when we were there.
Oh,
Yeah, they had
That makes
dispensaries
sense.
right there at the farm
Yeah.
alongside the road.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing.
yeah. So it's basically because we give our cows a synthetic man-made hormone.
Right.
And it's called RBGH. So it increases milk production.
Yep.
That's not allowed over there.
So when we were researching whether we wanted to buy raw milk, that was one of the things that we had found out.
So
Yeah.
just yesterday, we were out with your buddy at, it doesn't matter. We were out with your friend and we were talking about her recent trip to Dublin.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about
Ireland.
the
Yeah.
beer, Dublin, Ireland. Talking about the beer. Oh, did you go to Guinness? You know,
Yeah.
Went
Yeah.
to Guinness, and she mentioned the beer tastes a lot better.
Yeah.
because
Having issues.
they
Sorry.
don't
Over
put
in
all the
Ireland.
preservatives and stuff. By
Yeah,
the time it gets
right.
here, Guinness does taste different. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today, after reading that book, I got to be honest with you, the friend that gave me the book to read, she's absolutely right. I do look at everything differently now. And I do want to make things myself, or I do want to, I've been going to my friends' houses to get apples and pears and things like that. A lot of this is self-inflicted. It's kind of like, somebody smokes and then they get cancer and they go, well, nobody's willing to help me, and why doesn't this medicine work? And well, why are you putting a cancer stick to your face? What's going on? I mean, stop it. But a lot of it is self-inflicted because a lot of the cancers, a lot of the diseases, and a lot of the things that change our our mental behaviors have to do with how our food is processed.
Right.
And a lot of people think the reason we're fat is because we eat fat food. Fats are good for our body.
Right.
Fats are good for our body.
Correct fats.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And well, you had said something about, in America, we don't have like unprocessed food. So you go to the grocery store. This is an example. Our apples here in America, they're banned in the European Union.
Right. And why is that?
Because they are actually treated with DPA, which keeps them from turning brown and how they look nice and shiny in the store and stuff like that. Freaking apples. Apples are banned in other countries that come from
apples.
our country because we can't get our shit together.
And
it's
here's
amazing.
the other thing. I see people who have said, oh, I buy only organic.
Or I buy only free range chicken eggs
God
that
love
have
you.
been fed organic food. It's like you realize those free range chicken eggs that have only been fed organic food means that they run in the backyard and eat bugs all day. That's all it means.
And they can process them. And I'm not worried about that. But I will say this, we used to be beef producers and we did all corn-fed beef.
Yeah, Angus and
Angus, yeah. And we did not give any hormones or anything like that to any of our cattle. And we had so many people. As a matter of fact, we would ship to, I think it was New York, because this guy contacted us and said, hey, listen, since my daughter's been eating this meat, she hasn't had the problems with whatever it was she had. I don't even remember now. And there's so many meds that cattle are given, and the problem is when you see a label that says this was organically grown, doesn't necessarily mean it was organically grown. Sorry, folks.
Right.
Because the seed might have been organic, but the pesticides that were put on it aren't.
Correct.
And the herbicides that were put on it aren't. And so, it may have been organic when it started, but it's not by the time it gets to you, and you all think it is. It's not.
And you go other places and you see, if you're able to see the ingredients on these foods, even something simple as bread and tortillas. You go to another country, bread and tortillas, they're made with simple products. They're made with pure products. You go to the grocery store and it's like, oh, well, it's got corn glucose and, this coloring. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
And, I've heard people say in Italy, even though I have celiac, I can eat the bread over there.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not processed like it
it's
is
not
here in the
making you
United
sick.
But why is that happening? Why is it that we don't have the same standards as another country?
That's
I
a
don't
good
have any
question.
idea. I have no idea. But one of the things that I looked up, and this was interesting to me, I hope it is to our listeners, is how many petroleum products are in our foods.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
petroleum is a hydrocarbon mixture, and it's found in crude oil, in case anybody doesn't know that. And its products are used in various industries, including the production of food.
Yes.
Some of the foods that contain a petroleum derivative are food additives, like, guess what? Artificial food dyes. What colors?
Red 40. And
Yes. How'd you
Yeah.
know that?
Red 40 because on Daddy Daycare, the little girl is like, I'm allergic to Red 40, yellow dye number 3.
It's actually yellow dye number 5.
Okay. Yeah.
That
So-
was from
okay.
Die Hard, I think.
no, it was from Daddy Daycare.
No,
that
but
I
there was
seen
another
it.
one where the cop was there and he's eating Twinkie and he's like, everything a growing boy needs, yellow dye number 5.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's Twinkie.
So another one that is made from petroleum products. And again, we are not legal people. We just research stuff. We
can
look
read.
at it. We can read. We can add. We can carry the one. We can do all of that. Flavorings, vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla is one of the most, what do I want to say?
Used.
No, not most used, but it's the most bootlegged
Oh.
product. And another one, which Dr. Domain turned me on to, was maple syrup.
Yeah.
It's
Real
bootleg
maple
too.
syrup.
Real maple
Right.
syrup. So the stores will tell you it's real maple syrup,
That bullshit.
but it is.
No.
And so there may be a teeny tiny little bit of maple syrup that's real in there, but it's not all 100% pure.
Right. It's not Canadian, eh?
You know, yeah. Obviously preservatives, some processed foods like fast foods. And oh man, I'm going to jump on you on this because you had told me that you went to McDonald's before you came here.
did.
There's no chicken in those McNuggets.
I didn't eat chicken McNuggets. I ate the beefless hamburgers.
You did not.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of beef in
Yeah,
them. It's mostly
okay.
cornmeal.
I was going to say, what's in those beefless?
Cornmeal, sugar in the buns. You
Yeah.
got some government cheese on there.
Don't they do
and-
like the fake meat at like some of those fast food places?
Oh, like the veggie burgers?
Like the veggie burger or something like that.
Why would I ever pay for that?
I don't know.
I could just go eat grass in my lawn.
But even French fries are quite processed, and they have petro in them. Baked goods like cookies and cakes, candy and chips. I know Bobby's down there just crying her eyes out. She's ready to look.
But you know, and I told
ice cream,
you,
ice cream.
I don't like ice cream.
Have you ever seen the
There's nothing wrong
experiment?
with ice cream. What's wrong with ice
Okay.
cream?
what if it's
guys.
homemade ice cream?
Different.
She's trying to start a
So
fight.
I am going to start a fight because you know the ice cream sandwiches. Have you seen the experiments where they put them out in the sun and they don't melt for days?
No, we're talking about real ice cream, not that.
Really? Because I
Just
get
like-
ice cream
what
sandwich
is
and
it?
it's
Just
melted
like-
halfway
it's-
to my car.
It's like
What?
cream and sugar. It's
Yeah,
all
okay.
everything.
Like actual ice
You
cream.
know, you guys are
like
gonna
Dad used to
justify
make
this
in the
everything
kitchen.
a growing boy needs.
Here's another thing that
Okay.
I learned about because my friend Saad, who is from not Jordan,
I like how you keep bringing up the one
Palestine.
friend that
he's
you
from
have.
Palestine. I have friends.
You have a friend.
No, I have
That's
friends.
so nice. I love that for
With you, you can drop the S, but not with me. I have an S on the end. I have friends. Anyway, his family owns an olive ranch or olive farm. And he
Would
goes
it be
over.
a ranch or a farm?
I think it would be a farm.
I think it would be a farm.
Anyway, he goes over every year to help with harvest.
Oh, over in
of-
Palestine.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
said Palestine.
Okay.
Oh my
Well,
gosh!
I was stuck
did
on
you
the
turn
olive
yourself
farm.
Off?
No, I was stuck on the olive. Why would it be an olive ranch?
don't
That,
know. I
what
just-
are you hurting them out in the fields?
I just threw that out there. Why do you? Have
because
to
I
come at
went
me?
that way.
Get off my junk. Anyway, olive oil. Some of those brands have petroleum base, and I learned a lot from him because when he goes over there to help, he sends a barrel of olive oil from his family's farm back to the United States, and it tastes totally different. He'll give me some, and totally different. And
To
so,
say he could sneak that stuff in the country, sell it as pure. I mean, the dude would make millions.
well, anyway,
I'm not condoning any type of criminal activity.
Maybe you can talk to him about that black market deal.
Oh, he's going to be on the corner.
She's over there,
dealing
dollar
olive oil.
signs, dollar
Like
signs.
Yo,
contraband.
you want some of this oil, man?
Wax coated fruits and vegetables. The wax can be petroleum based. And then this is going to blow poor Dr. Domain out of the water.
Oh no,
Certain types of chocolate,
milk chocolate.
they have the coating, the wax coating.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, that's probably.
So-
I noticed that. I eat certain chocolate, like it gives you like this waxy taste in your mouth or something.
Right.
Yeah, I've noticed that on
Right.
certain brands.
In certain foods, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
when
then
we-
again, I chew on wax bottles.
Yeah, the little wax bottles.
Yeah, I chew.
Don't you eat the whole thing?
Like, yeah,
No,
you
you
chew
don't
it up as
swallow
gum.
it.
You just eat the whole thing, don't you?
you don't swallow
Really?
that. No.
So
You
tell me.
you drink the stuff and then you
Yeah.
chew on the wax bottle like it's a piece of gum.
Yeah, we used to get them as kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't swallow that.
Oh,
Well,
Are you
now
swallowing
you
that?
tell me.
the
that might-
instructions were unclear.
That might be
There weren't instructions back then.
that might be the circumference
There were
of
just
your
a bunch of them
waist
in a
issue.
barrel. You walk by at the end of
I was
that
going to say there
aisle.
weren't even tags on it. You literally just stuck your greasy little hand in.
Or, yeah, there were so many foods that we used to get. There's no tags. Used to never be any best buy or due dates on anything.
Yeah, and I mean, like my generation especially grew up on the red dye number 40 and stuff like that. I mean,
And look
that
what
stuff was
happened.
in everything.
Look what happened.
They
Y'all
probably put that
bitch
stuff
about
in the water.
everything.
Like the nutritional labels, those weren't there. And there's
No.
a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that have
I don't
changed.
know. You
I
go
think
to
they've
the
done-
candy store, they have the penny candy. I mean, it's in the open. What are you going to put a label on each? No, you just reach in and get some.
So there's a word of advice out there that says, listen, if you can't pronounce the word on your ingredients list, don't put
Yeah.
it in your body.
Well,
What if you're really good at pronouncing stuff?
but what if you're really bad at pronouncing stuff?
Oh, then you're going to starve.
Like, what if you're like,
For
oh
me,
my
I
God,
would
it
eat like a
has
king.
hydrogen dioxide in it. I'm going to die.
Hydrogen dioxide.
Like, what if you have one of those people that doesn't actually know what things are?
They should probably Google it.
Yeah, you probably
just
don't
saying.
want to eat it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But there are some also, not just the ingredients on your products, because let me say this, I did discover this also.
She discovered
is
it.
when somebody says, hey, this has vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin whatever,
Taurine.
it can have taurine.
Whatever that is.
We don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It only has to have a minute amount in order for them to put it on the label. So again, remember that just because, let's say, apples have a certain vitamin in them, if you buy applesauce or apple juice, a lot of those are extracted out of that product, and then they put it back in a fake way.
Right.
When they put it back in a fake way, unfortunately, you lose your vitamin ability on to absorb the vitamins from that because it's not there any longer.
Are you reading everything on the can there?
So listen,
She's
this
down
is
there
kinda
with her
panicking.
monster
So
drink.
this is a
am.
popular energy drink.
Oh god.
Well, this one actually, this
it?
is the Amsterdam version, so this is a import. So it gives me 580% of my daily value for B12 vitamin.
Yeah. Okay.
That's insane. You got it. That's what is that?
What
There's
is
no
that?
way. There's no way.
What is that exactly?
Doesn't vitamin B12 like give you a little energy boost? Is
So
that
yeah,
one?
it's
It
like
does give you-
people who are anemic and stuff like that.
that
They have
like
to
the
get
IV?
B12 shots.
But here's the other thing. I just want to go back to what I just said. Just because they put it back into the product doesn't mean your body's going to absorb it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because
It's got to
it's-
be like
it's a-
completely
different.
manufactured.
Yeah, just because
Yeah.
it's good, just sweet potatoes are good for you, right?
I don't know.
They are very good.
A sweet what?
She's never eaten a sweet potato in her
I
life.
had one sweet potato French fry one time, and it
that
was the
the end of
last
that.
time I
it was
ever
like,
touched
get
it.
those out of the house.
What the hell is that?
But anyway,
Absolutely not.
sweet potatoes are really good for you. But once it's been processed and they extract the good stuff out of that sweet potato to put it on the market so that has a shelf life, so that it's got some type of, it meets the standards for the United States, just because they put those vitamins back in doesn't mean your body can absorb those vitamins. And so I just want to talk about some words that y'all need to pay attention
Y'all.
to. Y'all.
Y'all.
Anytime you see the word enriched,
It's bullshit.
it means you're eating basically plastic.
Yeah.
Because enriched means we just stripped that food of everything it had and we put some fabricated thing back into the food. Anytime you see enriched, where do you see that most?
Like when you have like the enriched flour
Yes.
and stuff
Enriched
like that.
flour,
Yeah.
pastas,
Yeah.
cereals,
Yep. Breads.
breads. Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime you see enriched, you're just shoving crap in your body. That's all you're doing. is just shoving crap in your body. So also the word natural. The FDA has no strict definition of what natural is, other than it should not contain anything that's artificial or synthetic. This means that, food high in sugar, fat, or salt can still be
Natural.
labeled natural.
Yeah, because it's natural sugar. It's natural fat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Made with real fruit.
Okay, just because it's made with real fruit, they probably just like ran water over the real fruit and then used it in the production of it.
You're on the right track.
That's what I would do.
The product can claim this even if it contains only a very small amount of actual fruit. So when it says made with real fruit, they could have taken their fingertip and put that in there, and that's
they basically will like run it over a real fruit with 50,000 other gallons of whatever. And this is especially true with juice for little kids.
It is, yeah.
And they want to tout real fruit juice, and then you look on the side and it says contains 1% fruit juice.
Right. And so the bulk of the flavor comes from that added sugars or added artificial ingredients. Another one is multi-grain or made with whole grains. Those terms. So have you ever seen wheat bread?
Yes, I've seen wheat bread in my life.
I know, but people go, oh, make sure that you get wheat bread. Isn't all bread made with wheat?
Okay, well, and just because it says wheat bread doesn't mean that it's healthier than the white bread, because a lot of it is super ultra processed.
Right. And it doesn't say whole wheat.
Right.
It says wheat. Well, all bread is made of wheat. Okay, whether it's brown, white, I don't care what color it is made of wheat. So those terms don't guarantee a product is rich in any type of fiber or nutrient.
Right.
A multi-grain product can simply contain a mix of, refined grains made with some type of whole grain.
Yeah, like 2 or more grains.
Right.
And it's a mixed grain. It's like...
But it doesn't mean that they're,
doesn't
100%.
mean it's any better for you than Popeye's chicken biscuits. Okay.
Doesn't mean that it's 100% whole grain. What do you think lightly sweetened means?
Define lightly.
Yeah, no kidding. Because for you, it would be different than me.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For me, it would be like a lot more sweetened than for you.
So what's interesting about that phrase is totally unregulated, and it's very misleading.
And there's a lot of stuff that these people are putting on this food that, you would assume that the FDA would have some sort of something at bare minimum so that they, you can't put whole wheat on this unless you actually use only whole wheat and not type of thing. And it's like, what are you doing?
Again, we get back to the industry, right?
Yeah.
We get back to who's making money off of our health.
Right.
And I am a firm believer that, what you put in your body, a lot of that is self-inflicted. And so if you're going to eat this crap and then you get cancer, or you're going to eat this crap and now you're diabetic, or you have Alzheimer's or whatever, and people go, nobody's helping me. This medicine's not helping me. Poor me. You frickin' did it to yourself. And I'm just going to be mean about it.
Say
I'm going to say
Alzheimer's, because we're still researching that.
Some cancers are hereditary.
No, I said Alzheimer's, not
I know you
cancers.
did. I said cancer.
Yeah.
But some cancers are hereditary, right? Because I've got the BRCA gene.
That you do.
That runs in my family.
Yep.
And so, the possibility or the probability of me having cancer is very, very high, or getting cancer is very, very high. But there are other cancers, there are other diseases that you can avoid yourself.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly, yeah. It is true.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't. I just said
I'm
mostly.
saying.
I thought I was going to have to get a saddle on because you were going to jump on my back about going back to the... Anyways.
Going back to the what? Wait a minute. I want to know what we're going back to.
Oh, and one of the listeners have to go back on one of the other shows about how we had an argument about this earlier, too. So...
What was it? I don't even remember.
Gosh, I can't remember
with you. Oh, but we argued about it.
Yeah, I do know.
You don't remember. But
no.
Okay, well, that was good information. Thanks for sharing. Okay, another one.
I was just trying to get you away from the whole doctor thing again so I didn't zone out.
Okay, the other one is gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Well, a lot of people have celiac disease. Just because something says gluten-free doesn't mean you're safe. Why is that?
Because trace amounts of gluten? Yeah.
Yeah. So it may not be a celiac safe environment.
Yeah, because we
that
talked about
product is
celiac
made.
safe
Yeah.
restaurants.
So
Yeah.
just because it says gluten free doesn't mean it's celiac
Yeah, because
safe.
it could be made on like the same pizza cutting board without wiping the flour off, and now they're touching it with flour on their hands, things like that, or pizza dough on their hands that's not gluten free, and all of a sudden now you have that major exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand that.
No.
What do you think superfood really means?
Flying chickens. I don't know.
There's no regulatory or scientific definition.
Yeah, that just pisses me off, because it's like, don't we have an entire alphabet mafia like place that does this? Like the FDA, the USDA, they always tout about, and I know it goes back to the corporations and stuff, but it just pisses me off that we have this entire area in our country that's supposed to be dealing with this shit, and all they're doing is saying, hey, you can say what you want, but we're not going to guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And
why are you even here?
With superfoods, it used to give a, kind of like a health halo to certain products, but it really doesn't guarantee.
Yeah,
any
like
type of-
it was, what was it? Acai, however you say that.
Sia or
Yeah.
yeah.
See, now you got it
How do you
going.
say it, Dr. Domain?
I thought it was
It's
acai.
ACAI.
I
I
thought it
used
was
to say
acai.
Akaya, but it
Okay,
doesn't
anyways,
matter.
y'all know what we're talking about. Okay, but yeah, it's like they touted that as this big superfood forever and didn't take into account how processed the items were that this was in. I mean, you can go, oh, I'm going to go get it, this yogurt that has this superfood in it. Okay, well, the yogurt's made out of crap,
Yeah.
like literal crap.
Yeah.
And it's saying it's a superfood because it has this certain thing in it.
So I'm not saying that I am processed food free by any stretch of the imagination. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is
It would be a real challenge to be
It would
processed
be.
food free completely
Totally.
in the United States.
I'm just saying anywhere that you can find farmers markets, anytime you can make it yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting down here right now with a Lipton diet green tea mixed berry drink, and the list of ingredients on it are seriously probably an inch and a half long.
I'm literally thinking just alcohol like liquor is
probably more
healthier.
healthy.
That's what I'm saying. It's healthier.
I don't
It's
know.
more pure for my body than half the shit that I drink.
Yeah, I don't know, Bobby. You want to do
That's
a test on
crazy.
that?
No, I don't think so.
Did you want to test that out?
No, because I really do like my Monsters, and they kind of level me out.
So, what other foods do we have to watch out for? What things?
So a big one is breakfast cereal foods.
Oh, good one.
Breakfast cereal in general. They have rows and rows. I mean, like an entire freaking aisle of nothing but breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
And that includes like oatmeal, things like that. But you're looking at, Japan and the European Union have banned most of American breakfast cereals.
Yes.
And for good reason. I mean,
Yes.
you look at them, 90% of them literally are dyed so bad you can't tell where they came from in the first place. They're saying, oh, well, this is a wheat cereal. This is a rice cereal. Yeah, it's got like 1 minute milligram of wheat in it, and then it's covered in sugar, and it's worse than crack for your kids or even yourself, because I have an addiction to cereal, and it's
I
not
was
healthy.
just going to say, it's very addictive. You
Right.
know, there's a lot of people who will have a bowl of cereal for supper.
And get up and have another bowl because
Yes,
they
it
might
didn't-
feel full, but they didn't get that dopamine kick that they
didn't,
needed.
They didn't get that digestive whatever shot of energy that they needed. But back in the day, and I was gonna pull up the date when this happened. But the marketing, marketing really kind of threw a wrench in the breakfast thing.
Yeah.
When they came out and said breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. It's
That's like
not.
saying diamonds are forever. It's a ploy. It's a marketing
It
ploy.
is a marketing
Quit falling
tool.
for that shit.
And the other thing that they did at the same time that they came out with that was they said eggs are bad for you. Bacon is bad for you.
yeah, saying that about eggs, no. That's
And-
bullshit.
And so what happened was it put full dependency of a lot of the generations from the 60s on
Right.
onto cereal. They thought they were doing a good thing for their kids.
Well, and it was convenient. And, you start going into the 70s and 80s, you got, latchkey kids, things like that, where the
Yep.
parents they might not be home in the morning. So
Right.
here's a box of cereal, here's a milk, some milk, put your bowl in the sink after you're done.
Yep, absolutely.
Easy. And the
Absolutely.
parents did. They thought that they were giving their children a full breakfast worth of vitamins and minerals just in this one bowl of cereal.
So my generation, one of the things that kind of got us rolling on that whole thing was TV dinners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's
The
like
Hungry Man's.
Yeah, Hungry
Yeah.
Man TV dinners.
Yeah.
And also the little boxes of cereal that you could eat right out of the box.
Oh, yeah,
Had
you
the
just
little
open
perforated
them.
line.
Yeah, and then you pour the milk in
Yeah.
and you could eat it right out of the box.
And
yeah.
those marketing tools were very effective.
Oh, yeah.
Another one is Jiffy Pop popcorn.
I remember that. That was on the stove. You had to pop it on
and
the
it
stove.
would pop up into a
Yeah.
big bowl. But marketers, let's face it, what kind of commercials are on TV right now? It isn't, hey,
Scare tactics.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But
Medicine.
people aren't scared of it anymore. Medicine or food?
Medicine
Medicine
or food.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
That's kind of it. So I guess where I'm going with this, and I don't know where Bobby's going with this, but I was probably the one that
You
really
brought it
wanted-
up.
I did bring it
Yeah.
up, and I wanted to talk about clean eating. And, I recognize that a lot of people say, well, those foods are very expensive. Well, we're very overweight
Yeah.
as a society.
Well, and if you look at it, even now, the price of a pound of 80% hamburger at one of the local supermarkets is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, there is no way I'm paying that much for 1 pound of 80% hamburger.
Yeah, it's
in
crazy.
Iowa.
It's
That's
crazy.
insane. That's like, I don't know, Hawaii prices.
Yeah.
But
Hawaii
yeah.
prices?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what Hawaii prices are. I don't know.
I don't know. Look at her. Look at her,
I
Dr.
don't-
Domain. She
It's been a
doesn't
long
know.
time.
She doesn't know what Hawaii prices are.
It's
Where
been-
have you
Dun, dun,
been?
dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
We know where the next vacation is. Anyways, yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess I would say if I had any words of wisdom, this is for me and for anybody who wants to hear it. And if you don't, you're going to hear it anyway. if
Shut
you're
it off.
listening. Oh, stop!
I'm saying if they don't want to hear it, they can.
Is I recognize going to a farmer's market might be a little bit more expensive, but you're buying local, you're supporting local, and chances are your ingredients are the list is a lot smaller. If you can look for things that you can make yourself as opposed to, buying processed food, do it and see what happens. And one of the other things that I wanted to mention is back on those studies back in the 60s, it was a firm belief. There were so many studies done about how fats were making Americans fat, where sugars were making Americans fat. And as it turns out, neither one were true, but they didn't publicize these studies. What we found out was that ultra-processed food is what's making people fat.
Right.
So get healthy, folks. Get healthy as much as you can. We want you around to listen to us for this next year.
And I'll end
several
my
years
side
after.
with number one, look up coal butter.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's
So-
talk about that real
Oh,
quick.
my goodness,
I do want
yeah.
people to look up coal butter.
Look up coal butter.
That was a Nazi Germany thing,
It
wasn't
was
it?
for the U-boat cruise. That's how they would keep them fed on the U-boats.
How sick is that?
It's crazy, but it's not even really the craziest thing. Like something like that during Nazi Germany and World War II kind of seems like not that bad of a thing. I'm
Yeah.
just saying this.
Well, and they tried to market it outside of Germany.
They did.
And it didn't really go, so they kind of
Right.
stopped it. But think about the byproducts that are made
Oh my God.
and that are dropped into our foods.
Yeah.
Hey, next time you look at a label, look for those artificial things,
Yeah.
like plastics, because plastics are in your foods
Absolutely.
now. Metals are in your foods. So please pay attention to the labels, pay attention to your health, do something about it. We talked about doctors before, and, let's face it, Americans, most people don't listen to the doctors anyway. Doctors say, hey, listen, you need to quit smoking. Do you go home and quit smoking? hey, you need to stop eating these kinds of foods. And then they get mad at society, or they get mad that there's no medicines that are working for them.
Yeah.
And your doc already told you needed to lose 100 pounds, folks. Come on. Or you needed to lose 30 pounds. So,
You need to lose 30 pounds this month.
Yeah.
Dr.
Okay.
Nazario.
That was pretty good. Okay. Well, I think that's probably all we have for today. I'm glad you listened to me, and hopefully you'll look up some stuff. And don't take my word for it, and don't take Bobby's word for it.
No, don't. Absolutely not.
Please look this stuff up. Look at the studies. Don't just look on Google. Search back to the studies of these things and find out for yourself. We appreciate you joining us here at the Rabbit Hole Studio every week. Be sure to follow us. We look forward to spending time with you. And please like us. And if you have some feedback for us, shoot it on over. You can go to our website and put a message in there. You can also put a message on our podcast. Is that correct, Bobby?
What? On our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page
Yeah.
only? Okay. Otherwise, sorry. This is how much I get into it. Otherwise, send us a short email at boomerandgenxer@gmail.com. If you have hate mail, shove it into some food somewhere and give it to your enemies.
They'll never notice.
They'll never know. Okay, until next week, I'm Jane Burt.
And I'm Bobby Joy.
And you're stuck with us. Peace out.
Later.